In this week's edition of Authors Revealed, our own Becky Anderson talks with New York Times bestselling author Brad Thor. In his new book, Hidden Order, America is facing the biggest threat in history, and a counterterrorism operative uncovers a conspiracy centuries in the making.
Welcome to Authors Revealed. I'm Becky Anderson. We have the #1 New York Times book author here, and it is Brad Thor, thriller writer with Hidden Order. So tell me, where did the seed come from for this book in particular?
Hidden Order is a book I've wanted to do for about 10 years because when 9/11 happened, my wife and I got stranded on the East Coast. And we ended up, we were supposed to go overseas. We ended up spending our vacation on a tiny island off the coast of Georgia called Jekyll Island.
Oh,
and a beautiful island. And while I was there, I learned about a group that was more secretive than the CIA. The real facts about this group, it sounded like it was ripped from the pages of a real-life spy novel.
Right. I mean, it takes clandestine to a new level.
Absolutely.
Right, secretive
absolutely.
And all that. So Scott Harvath, you know, he's this ex-Navy SEAL. He's, I mean, a character you never get tired to read about. But, you know, developing his character, where did all those pieces come from? Was any about what you wanted to see, or part of you, or friends, or people that you've met?
Well, the framework for the character is made up, it's kind of a stew of people I know who are out doing some of the country's most dangerous business. But at the end of the day, he's really my alter ego. Just as I'm sure Jack Ryan is for Clancy, and you know, that Jason Bourne was for Ludlum and Bond was for Ian Fleming.
Right.
I always joke, he gets to do the things my wife won't let me do.
So all the travel, all the parts of the world that you go to in these books and everything, you before you started writing, you had a series on PBS.
I did, a travel show.
And it was called The Traveling Life.
Yep.
So tell us how you got into that, because I think that must have been wonderful to have the show, but have those experiences.
It was, but before I had the travel show, I had actually sat down and tried to write a novel. And I got a couple of chapters into it, and I was afraid of failing. Doing a travel show, which was incredibly hard to mount at public television and get picked up nationwide, was avoidance behavior. That was me running away from what I really wanted to do. On my honeymoon, my wife asked me, what would you regret on your deathbed never having done? And before I could grab those words out of the air and put them back in my mouth, I said, writing a book and getting it published.
Wow, that was a conversation with an author whose book just hit #1 on the New York Times bestselling list. It's Brad Thor with Hidden Order. Back to you, Jen.
Thanks, Becky. If you're interested in the full interview with Brad Thor, visit nctv17.com for a list of airtimes.